Have you ever sat down with a cup of tea and wondered, why does no one ever talk about this stuff? We've had decades of life, love, and lessons. But the moment we start talking about intimacy after 60, everyone gets quiet like it's a secret club. Well, not here. Not today. If you've been struggling with discomfort during intimacy, or even avoiding it because something doesn't feel right anymore, you're not alone. And more importantly, you are not broken. Let's talk about something that far too many of us are quietly dealing with, but hardly anyone brings up out loud: vaginal dryness. Just saying it might feel a bit awkward, right? But that's the whole point. It shouldn't be, because it's common, it's natural, and nothing to be ashamed of. What's not okay is suffering in silence or believing that pleasure, connection, and intimacy are things that only belong to younger people. No way. That ship hasn't sailed. It's just waiting for you to come aboard. For so many women and couples, vaginal dryness creeps in gradually. Maybe it's just a bit of irritation or discomfort that you try to brush off, but over time, it gets harder to ignore. Suddenly, what used to feel good now feels uncomfortable, even painful. And the worst part? The confusion. You might think, is this just aging, or is it something I did wrong? It's a natural shift that happens in our bodies, often tied to hormonal changes like menopause. But here's the kicker: you don't have to accept it and give up on intimacy altogether. I remember chatting with my friend Carla over lunch. Not exactly your usual topic for cafe conversation, but we've been friends for 40 years, and nothing's off limits. She said, "I thought it was just me. I thought I was drying up like an old sponge." And we laughed because humor helps. But underneath that joke was a real fear that her body was betraying her, that her days of enjoying intimacy were over. And that's just not true. What I told Carla, and what I want to tell you, is this: you are not drying up. You are evolving. And yes, your body changes, but there are solutions, tools, and support out there to help you feel good again. Not just physically, but emotionally too. If you're still here and this video is helping you, leave a quick comment below. I'd really like to know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. One of the first things that can make a huge difference is understanding your body again. You probably didn't have to think about things like lubrication for years. It just happened. Your body may need a little help, but that's perfectly okay. Think of it like your joints. Maybe your knees creak a bit more than they used to, so you stretch or take supplements. This is the same kind of self-care. Using a good quality, water-based lubricant during intimacy can make a difference. And no, you're not cheating by using one. It's like putting on reading glasses when the fine print gets fuzzy. You're just giving your body the tools to feel good again. Some women even benefit from vaginal moisturizers used regularly, kind of like lotion for your skin. It's all about creating comfort again, so your body can relax and enjoy. Now here's the emotional side of it. It's easy to pull back from your partner when things hurt or feel off. You might start avoiding physical closeness, feeling embarrassed, or worrying they'll take it personally. But here's the truth. Intimacy isn't just about sex. It's about connection, and you're allowed to ask for what you need, whether that's more time, more touch, or just patience as you figure things out together. So if you're in a relationship, have the conversation. I know it might feel a little awkward at first, but you're not asking for pity. You're inviting your partner into a deeper level of trust and closeness. And if you're single, this is still your journey. Your relationship with your body matters just as much, if not more. You deserve to feel at home in yourself. You wouldn't believe how many women I've talked to who thought their best years were behind them, only to discover a whole new kind of intimacy. More honest, more open, more emotionally rich, once they stopped feeling ashamed about needing a little help. And that's really the heart of it. This isn't about fixing something broken. It's about adapting with love, grace, and the same wisdom you've used to navigate every other chapter of your life. If you're nodding along right now, if this makes you feel less alone, let me know in the comments. Seriously, your story could help someone else feel brave enough to speak up too. If you're still here and this video is helping you, leave a quick comment below. I'd really like to know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. We're just getting started here. There's more to explore, more ways to reconnect with your body, and more tools to bring pleasure back into your life. Not someday, but starting right now. Let's talk more about that in the next part. So, we've started to peel back the curtain on something that too many people whisper about, but honestly, it deserves to be said loud and clear. Vaginal dryness is not the end of intimacy. In fact, it can be the beginning of a deeper, more intentional kind of connection. What's amazing is how many women I've spoken to say they finally learned how to ask for what they need after 60. Isn't that something? After decades of relationships and raising families, we often start thinking more about what we want, including what feels good physically and emotionally. That's powerful, because when intimacy changes, and it will, it doesn't have to be worse. It just becomes different, slower, sometimes softer, more about savoring than rushing. And once you accept that, the pressure drops. You stop measuring things by how they used to be and start paying attention to how things can be now. A big piece of that puzzle is allowing your body to guide you, not shame you. If your body needs more time to get warmed up, that's okay. In fact, it's not just okay, it can be beautiful. Let me give you an example. I remember hearing from a woman named Jeanne. She's 67, vibrant, funny, a total firecracker. She said, "I used to think foreplay was was 5 minutes before the main event. Now, it's the whole evening, and she was beaming when she said that. She meant that intimacy now is about touch, eye contact, and emotional closeness. It's in how her partner makes her laugh, or how they take their time lighting candles and putting on music. And yes, using a little help from lubricants or vaginal moisturizers too, because comfort is key, and when your body feels safe, pleasure comes more naturally. If you're still here and this video is helping you, leave a quick comment below. I'd really like to know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. And you know what's often overlooked? Our brains are the biggest intimacy organ. Desire doesn't just disappear because we get older. Sometimes it just gets buried under layers of stress, medical worries, or feeling disconnected from our own bodies. But when you start to feel good again, physically and emotionally, that spark can absolutely come back. You might be surprised at how something as simple as a warm bath, a glass of wine, or slow dancing in your kitchen can stir something up again. Not in the old Hollywood movie kind of way, but in a real, personal way that feels like you. That's the magic of this stage in life. You get to define intimacy on your terms. Now let's talk about confidence. This is a big one. Many women feel like they can't bring up dryness or discomfort with their partners. Maybe you don't want to kill the mood, or maybe you're afraid they'll take it personally. But here's the truth. You deserve comfort. You deserve joy. And if you don't speak up, how will your partner know how to support you? There's so much strength in saying, "This doesn't feel good. Can we slow down?" Or, "Let's try something different tonight." It doesn't have to be a dramatic conversation. It can be as simple as holding your partner's hand and saying, I want to feel close to you again. Can we figure this out together? And guess what? Most partners are relieved to have that kind of openness. They want to make you feel good. They might not know how, because chances are they're feeling a little vulnerable too. Aging affects everyone, and when both people come to the table with patience and curiosity, intimacy gets richer, not weaker. If you're single, that same self-awareness still applies. Don't let fear hold you back from exploring new relationships or reconnecting with yourself. Your sexuality doesn't retire. It evolves. Maybe you haven't touched your own body in a long time. Maybe you felt disconnected from it altogether. That's okay. There's no rush or right way to rediscover what brings you pleasure. One woman I spoke to said she lit a candle, put on some music, and just sat quietly with herself. No goal, no performance, just being present. And in that space, she started reconnecting with her body in the most gentle, loving way. You can do that too. This is your time. You've earned it. If you're still here and this video is helping you, leave a quick comment below. I'd really like to know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. Let's also talk about something practical, but incredibly powerful. If you haven't already, speak with your doctor. And I know, no one loves those appointments, right? But hear me out. There are options out there beyond just over-the-counter lubricants. There are vaginal estrogen creams, rings, or other gentle treatments that can help restore the natural moisture and elasticity your body needs for comfortable intimacy. And if you don't have a doctor who listens to you or you feel dismissed, find another one. You deserve care. You deserve to be heard. This is your body, your well-being. And when you take charge of that, it sends a powerful message, not just to others, but to yourself. I matter. You are not past your prime. You are not invisible, and you're not supposed to deal with it. There's more joy, more love, and more pleasure waiting for you. All you have to do is give yourself permission to go after it. Let's keep this conversation going. There's one more part to this series, and it's going to bring everything together. The tools, the mindset, and most importantly, that spark of hope that reminds you. This chapter of your life can be just as passionate and fulfilling as any other. You know, there's something beautiful about getting to this stage in life and realizing we don't have to follow anyone else's rules anymore. We've raised families, built careers, and cared for others. Now it's time to care deeply and unapologetically for ourselves. And yes, that includes our bodies, our pleasure, and our intimacy. I want you to hear this loud and clear. Dryness, discomfort, even feeling a little lost when it comes to sex. Those things do not mean the end of connection. They mean it's time to listen to your body in a new way, with compassion, with curiosity, not judgment. Think of your relationship with your body like an old friendship. Maybe you lost touch for a little while. Life got busy, things changed, and you were unsure how to reconnect. But that friend, she's still there. And when you reach out with kindness, not criticism, she responds. Slowly maybe, but she comes back. I've heard from so many women who said they felt like strangers in their own skin after menopause. They didn't recognize their own desires anymore, and that's okay. Sometimes we have to relearn what brings us pleasure. We explore, again, try new things. Some of it might feel awkward, some of it might be fun, some of it might surprise you. There's no right way to be intimate. Maybe that looks like passionate sex, maybe it's holding hands in bed, slow kisses, or being emotionally vulnerable with someone. The point is that intimacy is about closeness, not performance. And closeness doesn't expire when we hit a certain age. If you're still here and this video is helping you, leave a quick comment below. I'd really like to know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. Something that helps many people, especially women in their 60s and beyond, is allowing themselves to explore intimacy at their own pace. You're not on a schedule. There's no rush. And there's no pressure to bounce back to how things used to be. Honestly, I don't think most people even want to go back. What they want is to feel seen, loved, touched in ways that feel good again. That might mean investing in new routines, simple things like using a vaginal moisturizer every few days, or making a ritual out of preparing for intimacy. Not because you have to, but because you want to feel relaxed, safe, and open. And don't underestimate the power of play. Yes, play. Try new positions, use massage oils, read a little steamy fiction together, or laugh your way through figuring out a new toy. This is your time to have fun without worrying about anyone else's thoughts. Remember, there's no age limit on pleasure or discovery. One couple shared with me how they had an intimacy date night every Saturday. Not just sex, but anything that made them feel close. Sometimes they didn't even make it to the bedroom. They danced, cooked together, gave each other foot rubs. That kind of intentional time builds something stronger than any one physical act. It builds connection. And when that connection is strong, everything else flows more naturally. But let's also be honest, sometimes it takes courage to ask for help. Maybe you've been putting off that doctor's visit, or you're feeling embarrassed to walk down the aisle in the store to grab a tube of lubricant, or you're unsure how to start a conversation with your partner without it sounding like a problem. And that's completely understandable. Vulnerability always takes courage, but that first step, it's the one that opens the door to healing. Because the truth is, when you begin to take action, even the smallest kind, you're telling yourself, I'm worth it, and you are. You've lived through joy and heartbreak, triumphs and disappointments. You are layered and wise and worthy of tenderness. That doesn't go away with age, it deepens. If you're still here and this video is helping you, leave a quick comment below. I'd really like to know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. Let's keep going. Let's not forget the power of community. Just knowing that other people are facing the same challenges can be a huge relief. Whether it's talking to a friend, joining a support group, or reading comments on videos like this, you realize you're not alone. And that's everything. Because once you feel seen, the healing begins. So, as we close out this conversation today, here's what I hope you take with you. You are still beautifully capable of intimacy, pleasure, and deep, meaningful connection, whether that's with a partner or with yourself. You don't need to fix yourself to be worthy of love or touch. Your needs have shifted, so shift with them. Advocate for your comfort, laugh through the awkward parts, explore what makes you feel alive again. You've earned this stage of freedom and discovery, so don't shrink, don't fade. Lean in. This isn't the end of your story, it's just a new, richer chapter, and you get to write it however you like. Thanks for watching today's video. Please comment below with one takeaway and how you'll apply it in your own life. We really do read and appreciate every message. If you found this content useful, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. Your support helps us keep showing up for you. See you next time, my friend.